Hello and welcome to today's Investment Foundation Certificate Informational webinar. This session will begin with a 20 minutes presentation and then following this we'll have time for questions and answers. So please submit any questions that you have using the Q&A feature. You can find this to the right of the screen, where you can also upvote and like the questions that you'd like to be answered first. This is really helpful for us to help answer the most popular questions and what you're wanting to hear first. You will also see to the right of the screen there is also a polls function and a surveys function as well. Please do take a few minutes during or towards the end of the presentation or afterwards as well, and just let us know any feedback that you have from this session today. This session is being recorded and will be shared with all registrants on the email that you signed up for today's session on. As for introductions, I am Catherine. I'm a product manager at CFA Institute, and I'm your moderator for today's session. And I'm delighted to introduce Emma Hollier, who is our speaker today. Emma is an associate manager at CFA Institute, covering relationships in the UK and Ireland. In her role, she leads the efforts to support and build relationships with universities, students, CFA members, candidates, and industry practitioners. We're excited to have you here with us today, and we're looking forward to telling you about the certificate. I'll now pass it over to Emma.
So in today's webinar, we will be providing you with a guide on the Investment Foundation certificate. We will start here by showing you a QR code which you can use to access more information. So CFA Institute is a global non-for-profit organization with the mission to lead the investment profession by promoting the highest standard of ethics, education, and professional excellence for the ultimate benefit of society. We are the world's largest association of investment professionals with a vast network of members, societies, and relationships with key financial organizations around the world. We have over 170,000 members that help promote our mission in the investment industry and provide us with valuable resource for continuous learning and career advancement. We offer a number of different global qualifications. Many of you may be aware of the CFA Charter, which is seen as the gold standard investment credential, but we also have lots of other learning certificates and courses in things such as ESG, data science, and of course our Investment Foundation certificate, which we will focus on today. So, the Investment Foundation certificate provides learners with an overview of the essentials in finance, ethics, and investment roles, allowing you to have a clear understanding of the terminology and foundational concepts of the investment industry. So why take this certificate? It will allow you to confidently and skillfully communicate and collaborate with investment practitioners. If you're already in the investment industry, it will allow you to develop critical thinking skills and to ask the right questions. If you're hoping to break into the industry, then becoming an Investment Foundation certificate holder will allow you to take the first steps towards your future career in finance. You will have a basic understanding of the investment industry with better knowledge of the structure and the vocabulary used within it. And finally, it will allow you to learn the ethical reasoning, which we have found a lot of learners find the most interesting, alongside with understanding job roles and responsibility and grasping concepts and tools, the techniques that are used within the industry. So we're now going to look at what is covered. So you can see here that you have a total of 6 courses in the topics. Course 1, you will look at the industry overview and structure. This is an introduction to the structure of the investment industry, including types of institutions, functions, and the types of services. You will gain an appreciation of the benefits provided by investment industry and the forces that affect its evolution, including technological innovations, the importance of ethics and ethical conduct, and an overview of the purpose and the types of regulators and the regulations that govern the industry. In course 2, you will focus on the types and functionings of markets. This will give you an introductory to the primary and secondary markets and how they operate. You will also be introduced to decentralized finance, the concepts of investment vehicles, how they are structured, and how those structures serve investors. In course 3, you will look at investment instruments. This provides an introduction to the types and the characteristics of primary investment instruments, including equity securities, debt securities, alternative investments, and derivatives. Course 4 focuses on investment inputs and tools. This will give you an enhanced understanding of how investment professionals identify relevant information and how the analysis of the information affects their investment and financing decisions. Course 5 will look at serving client needs. This will give you an introduction to how investment firms serve client investment needs and examine risk considerations and management. You will also learn how portfolio performance evaluation enables investment professionals and their clients to better understand sources of risks and returns. And then finally, course 6, you will look at serving the greater good. This will give you an introduction to the benefits, key concepts, and approaches to ESG investing and its link to D, E, and I. You will also learn how ethical dilemmas that arise in practice within and beyond each of these elements can be addressed through an ethical decision-making framework. We are now going to look at what roles the certificate can support. This can be helpful if you're already working in one of these roles or if you aspire to work in one of these areas in the future. The Investment Foundation Certificate can help support many back office roles. So if you're working within IT, human resources, legal, or administration, you can gain the knowledge you need to confidently perform your roles within the business. It can also support roles such as project management, strategy, where you need a better understanding of how the investment industry works, and it will allow you to make more informed decisions and become an even greater resource to the business. We're now going to look more specifically at how the Investment Foundation Certificate can support some of these roles. So if you're currently working in the legal function, it will allow you to provide a more effective legal support for investment products and strategies. It can help you support improved compliance and provide stronger risk management within your company. Many teams have said that it will improve and support for product and development structuring, which in turn has enhanced client servicing skills. And finally, it can help increase collaboration with investment professionals. We're also going to look closely at how it can support roles within the IT function. So it will allow you to have a better understanding of business requirements. Many learners have stated that it improves their overall communication within the investment industry and with different professionals. And also it can lead to enhanced security awareness and overall alignment with business goals. We are now going to look at some more job roles in a little bit more detail and see how investment foundations can help you at different points in your career. So Carla represents someone who is early on in her career. She is a project manager who has recently graduated from university and is new to the investment management field. If you are in a similar position, investment foundations can help you consult with different business groups, allowing you to grow confidence in the early stages of your career. It can also help your communication skills, supporting the way that you interact with the investment industry framework to make better decisions. Moving on to Elijah, who is slightly further on in his career. At this stage, you may be ready for a promotion within a new company or for a different function within your current one. He has recently been promoted and is ready to prove his knowledge. You can see here that Investment Foundations has allowed him to better support his colleagues in his company and also learn the fundamentals of the investment industry so he can upskill quickly within his new role. Finally, we can look at Regina, who is much further along in her career. She is a seasoned professional and she is ready to build on her professional experience. She is using Investment Foundation's certificate to support her career change. You can see here that it's allowed her to learn the vocabulary needed to confidently break into a new area of the business and be seen as a trusted partner. It has also allowed her to start a new journey in the investment industry. So, what are the main benefits of doing the certificate? It will help you provide a significant boost to your professional development and make you feel more engaged. It will help you develop the foundational understanding of the investment industry, including the structure, functioning, ethical considerations, forces affecting its evolution, and commonly used vocabulary, giving you confidence and enhanced credibility within your organization. It will allow you to understand and feel more comfortable with the foundational concepts, tools, and techniques needed in your career to open more doors. It will also allow you to have a better sense of the role and how it works with the complex industry at large. And finally, it will help encourage you to think critically, ask the right questions, and innovate within the investment industry. We're now going to move on to the learning experience. So you can see here that the certificate is offered in a modular structure. Each of the 6 courses takes roughly 10 to 12 hours to complete, which makes your total study time anywhere between 60 to 90 hours. You can see that here that there's quite a big difference between the total time it might take you to complete this certificate. This is because it often depends on your previous knowledge and experience, and some of the lessons you might find you have previously studied before. For example, if you have studied accounting at university or previously, you may find that some of the financial statements lessons are easier for you to grasp. If you wanted to work out how long it might take you to complete the course, you're able to look at our learning outcomes on our website, which you can review and then make a more informed decision. The certificate itself is delivered in a flexible way so that all of your study is self-paced using our online learning platform. This allows you to keep track of your progress as you move through the certificate and also set your study goals as you move on. You will have 12 months to complete your certificate post-registration, so you can choose when to start your learning journey and how many hours you want to complete per week or per month. Finally, we have delivered the certificate to offer you program excellence. The content is engaging and there is a rigorous assessment instrument. This puts you in the best position to successfully complete your online assessment, which will be 100 multiple choice questions and needs to be completed in 140 minutes. We are now going to explore what to expect from the online learning experience. So you can see here that the certificate provides learners with scenario and case studies to help support and build context for the learner. All the knowledge is accessed using a world-leading platform, and we use story-based learning to help you put together abstract concepts in the real world. The certificate has been written by investment practitioners with inspiring practitioners in mind. In addition to the story-based learning, we also include interactive elements to help explain and clarify concepts. I know that when I was studying for my exam, I found these interactive elements very helpful to keep me engaged and support my learning as I move through each module. To show an example here, you can see that there is a balance sheet and you can click on the different number of icons so you can learn more about each asset. This form of active learning allows you to focus and internalize the content. The structured learning enables you to be successful. We have made sure that learners are aided through layerings of interaction, so graphics, text, and images, so you can reinforce your understanding of each concept. Learning has been shared in this structured way to allow learners to read and understand, reflect, and then go back and apply your learnings in the assessment. We are aware that many of you might be interested in the difference between the Investment Foundation Certificate and CFA program, you can see here that there are some quite significant contrasts between the two qualifications. So looking at investment foundations, who should take investment foundations? This certificate is for students, non-investment professionals in the finance industry, as we've talked about before, potentially working in IT, HR, or marketing. The content focuses on the fundamentals of finance, investment roles, and ethics. The program length is 6 courses with approximately 60 to 90 hours of study. The certificate does not require any work experience, and you only need to complete the 100 multiple choice questions in the final assessment to obtain the shareable digital badge. In terms of career impact, this will provide you with the foundational knowledge to better understand the finance industry. For CFA program, who should take this? This is for students considering a career in finance. It's also good for investment professionals, inspiring analysts, portfolio managers, and other finance experts. The contents focuses on in-depth investment analysis, portfolio management, and advanced financial concepts. In terms of program lengths, this typically takes 300 hours per study of level, and there are 3 levels total for the CFA charter. The certification requires 4 years of professional work experience and for you to complete all 3 of the exams. In terms of career impact, this is a highly recognized credential, and you can expect a significant enhancement in your career prospects upon completing your exams. So, the Investment Foundation serves as a great stepping stone to CFA program, and there are several reasons why. First of all, the fundamental knowledge. It helps provide you with a solid understanding of the basic finance and investment principles, ethical standards, which are foundational for more advanced concepts in the CFA program. The industry insight offers insights to various roles and functions within the financial industry, helping candidates understand the context, which can then be built on further on in the CFA program. The next is the study discipline. It helps you with your study habits, the discipline needed for the rigorous CFA exams. And finally, it helps you build confidence. So the success in the program can help boost your confidence and your motivation to pursue a more challenging CFA designation. So we are now going to take a quick recap before we move on to some questions. So you can see here that the format itself is self-paced and online, giving you flexibility that you need to study when and how you like. The length may vary depending on your prior knowledge, but typically we see candidates taking around 60 to 90 hours to complete the certificate. Once you have moved through all the courses and you're ready to test your knowledge online, you can take the 100 multiple choice question assessment, which you need to complete in 140 minutes. The certificate is a brilliant stepping stone for aspiring students to get into the industry or for those who are already working within support roles. You can be recognized for your achievement with a digital badge, which you can post on your LinkedIn and share with your network. Finally, you can see here that the price of the certificate is $350. We'll now move on to some questions about the certificate.
Thanks, Emma, for a fantastic presentation. We've had a lot of great questions already submitted. Please do, if you do want to submit any questions at all, please do put them into the Q&A function, and don't forget to upvote any questions that you would like to be answered first. I know you've just recently sort of mentioned around that final assessment, and there was a few questions actually coming in around that as well, asking sort of about the pass rate itself. So the pass rate for it is 70%. So as long as you get 70 out of those 100 multiple choice questions, and you do have 2 attempts at that final assessment. And there was another question around sort of those mock exams, whether they're available. There's actually questions throughout. So the certificate is set up in a way to help learners to pass. So each course, as Emma mentioned, those 6 courses, They're locked, so at the end of each course, you need to complete an end of course assessment to unlock the second course, and then again complete that end of course assessment to unlock the third course and continue all the way to the final assessment. So there's little assessments throughout to make you feel reassured, and it's a really set up in a friendly way to help you feel like you're actually retaining that knowledge as well. And we have some other questions here as well. So Emma, there was a question around, I'd like to know about all the job roles that are available to me in the finance field.
Yeah, thank you, Catherine. So that's a great question. So doing the Investment Foundation certificate is a great way to sort of understand the different job roles and responsibilities that they hold. As mentioned, you'll see in course 1 that you'll learn about the financial industry, the structure, you'll look at staff leadership, financial institutions. So if you wanted to expand your knowledge of the finance field, the Investment Foundations is a great place to start.
Thanks, Emma. And do you believe that networking can help make an individual successful in the investment industry?
Yes, so I think networking is an integral part of any person's career. I think it's really important to remember that networking is not just about making sort of lots of different connections, but also establishing those more meaningful relationships. So we see networking amongst our members, and it can really help sort of support your success in your career, but also provide you with that support as you move along as well. So definitely lean on your peers if you're at university, or your professional network if you're a little bit further on into your career.
Thank you. And how can I expand opportunities in my career path to global opportunities?
Sure. So, I mean, I think taking any of our CFA Institute qualifications can sort of help you expand the breadth and depth of roles that you might look at, especially because a lot of our qualifications, or all of them, are globally respected worldwide. So especially sort of if you're looking at moving past investment foundations, you decide to maybe look at undertaking CFA program, you can join our network of members, you can kind of lean on your local society, and it sort of expand your career prospects in that way. But there are a lot of networking opportunities that can be provided by doing the certificates and then maybe moving on to the charter, getting in touch with your local society, and just sort of, you know, connecting with people with a like-minded interest and in similar industry.
Thank you. And does this certificate cover sustainability investing?
Yes, so the certificate does cover learning around sustainability. You'll find in course 6, which is serving the greater good, that we have several lessons on approaching to responsible investing, factors in ESG investing, the benefits and challenging of ESG adherence, investing, engagement, and stewardship. So there definitely is enough within CFA Investment Foundation certificate, but if you were looking to specialize further, you can also check out our certificate in ESG investing, which will go a little bit further on the foundational concepts that you'll learn in this certificate and build into a slightly more rigorous product.
Thanks, Emma. And we have a great question here from Aman. Does the certificate hold value in terms of CV and jobs?
Yeah, so definitely. I mean, it depends what area or level of your career you're in. If you're a student, I think that the Investment Foundation certificate is a really good first stepping stone to show your future employer that you're interested in a career in finance, that you're ready to sort of study outside of the academic work that you're doing. I think it can be especially useful if you're currently studying on a non-finance related degree course, just to show that that's the industry that you want to go into. And then, as I've mentioned, it can be really helpful if you're already in the industry, but you're working maybe in a back office function, if you're working in HR, strategy, strategy, and you just want to understand how to have conversations with these people, how to contribute more to the conversations that you're having. So I think having a globally recognized certificate on your CV will always be helpful in terms of your prospects. It just depends which sort of area that you're in. If you're early career, I think it could be really good at sort of showing the route that you want to go in. And then, like I shared earlier, it can be really helpful when you're further on in your career to kind of show that maybe you want to make a move or enter a different industry.
Thanks, Emma. And also, so as a product manager, I often speak to learners, so people who have recently completed the certificate. I'm speaking to them frequently to find out, how they found the certificate. And quite often, many people sort of say, it's the first touch for me with CFA, and it was great to sort of gain that, first thing for my LinkedIn profile. And people often share it, adding it to their CV, and then they're often, opens up more conversations with other colleagues, or when they go and actually start working in a firm, if they are a student, it allows them to sort of, have those conversations with other practitioners, and, having that understanding of the knowledge that you gain from the certificate, and then being able to use it even in interviews. And even if you don't have work experience, it's something to sort of be able to talk about, and adding more things to your CV to obviously, gain back on the knowledge. And as Emma spoke about, sort of that ethical decision-making framework, I often hear that people use that in interviews. They use that as a technique. Sometimes when there's like scenario-based questions in interviews, they can be quite challenging to answer. So actually knowing some of these sort of frameworks from the industry itself is really useful technique to be able to draw upon and use as well. We have some other questions around sort of, is it necessary to take the certificate and undertake the CFA program, or the concepts are also discussed in level 1 of the program?
Yeah, so if you wanted to move on to level 1, it's not essential that you take the investment foundations certificate. I think it's about realizing whether you're ready or not to move on to level 1, or whether you want something maybe slightly more foundational, and you can do investment foundations. So they don't need to be done together, or it's not like you can't move on to your level 1 without it. We do find, as I mentioned, it's a great stepping stone. If you're a little bit less confident, or you're earlier on in your career, you're maybe not so strong with the kind of foundational concepts, or understanding the basic concepts of the investment industry, then having this foundational knowledge will allow you to build on it and then go forward to do your CFA level 1. So it can be a good stepping stone, but depending on where you are, if you've done a finance related degree program, potentially if you're already an analyst within a finance company, you might find that you're already ready to move on to your level 1 exam. But you can kind of have a look online and see whether you're ready or not to kind of go the next step.
Thanks, Emma. And also from recently, someone actually posted on their LinkedIn when they shared the certificate that, the Investment Foundations covers exactly the same topic areas as the CFA program in level 1. So it's introducing all those 4 major asset classes: statistics, accounting, economics, corporate finance, portfolio management, and ethics, all at sort of that lower level. So it's just the introduction to those topic areas. So more a lower level before obviously finding out a little bit more as well. There's a few more questions around sort of the assessment, the exam, how many times a year it is, and if it can be taken in a home country as well.
Sure. Yes. So you can access your online assessment anywhere that you have internet connection. You just need to log in to your study materials, and you will see your assessment all within the same interactive viewer. There aren't any limitations to how many times or when you can take it throughout the year. It's just available once you've unlocked all of the modules and you've learned all the content. You're not going into a test center to take these exams. It's just online. There's no proctoring. You can do it in the comfort of your own home. You won't have to clean up anywhere around and make sure everything's sorted. So it really is as easy as possible to sit the exam, and you can do it at whenever you're ready and you've finished your studying.
Thanks, Emma. And regarding the methodology for the studying, so it's a self-paced course. Is there much support at all from teachers?
So this isn't well, there won't be an online teacher to support it. It really is just self-paced. You'll move through. But like we said, we have tried to support you in the way that we structure the learning to enable success. So that layering of interactive sort of graphics, the text, the images, having the structured learning so that you read it, you understand, and then you reflect. It sort of allows you to move through the content without having a teacher as such, and still managing to be successful. Don't know if you want to build on that, Catherine.
Yeah, exactly as Emma said. You know, the structure behind the certificate is created so that anybody can learn from anywhere at any time. And we do have like a core staff team. So if you've got any technical difficulties, anything like that, they're always on support, ready to help. We'll get back to you. Within the learning platform itself, there is a way you can message the support team directly in there. They'll get back to you. And there is also discussion forums. So if you do have any questions for anybody else, and you can sort of interact with other learners as well if there is any difficulties there. I did notice as well a question regarding sort of the learning materials. Is it available sort of in printed books? But you can't actually purchase the printed books, obviously trying to be sustainable at the same time, but you can actually download the content as a PDF. So when you're in some of the courses, you can download those, you can keep those, you can refer back to those as well. Also, if English isn't your first language, there is a really useful glossary. So if there's some of the terminology and stuff that you're struggling with a little bit, obviously Emma showed the screen of sort of that balance sheet where you had the sort of the plus signs with those sort of definitions being explained, but you can also have the glossary on the side. So if there is a word that you're not sure of, you can obviously refer to that as well. But yeah, you can access any of the downloadable materials as sort of printed versions if you did want to print them on your own printer at home. There was a question around sort of scholarships for the investment foundations, and also if they registered, like if they could apply for a scholarship, if they applied for took this, would they be eligible for a scholarship for the CFA programme?
Yes, so there aren't any scholarships available for the investment foundation certificate. We do obviously have the discounted price in today's webinar, so you can use your $50 saving as some sort of discount towards your course. We do have scholarships for CFA program. You can find more details about this on our website, but we have a number of different scholarships. So student scholarships if you're studying at one of our affiliated universities. We have access scholarships, which are mean-based scholarships, which are available on our website 2 periods throughout the year, and then we have sort of some other scholarships for women as well to kind of support you in your studies. You can find all of these on our website online, and you can kind of look at which one maybe best suits you for your CFA exams if you go forward with those.
Thanks, Emma. And so there was another question around sort of several questions around sort of the criteria on whether choosing sort of CFA and regarding some other qualifications like CFP and some others. Obviously, we wouldn't really compare our certificate to other people's. It's not really fair, but just wondered whether like obviously a financial advisor, whether it would be suitable for them.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think the thing to sort of remember is that, you know, the CFA charter or doing your CFA exams really is seen as sort of the gold standard in the investment sort of credentials or the investment industry. So, I mean, I think it's something that you can use as a means to kind of progress your career globally. It's sort of seen as in many ways, the top credential. So I'm not exactly sure how it compares to all the other credentials, but I think it's definitely worth looking at them, and maybe you can look at our website and see how it can support specific job roles, and that might be a supportive tool for you.
Thank you. And there were still a few more questions coming through around sort of the assessment, how many times you can take it to obtain the certificate. So you have 2 attempts at the final assessment, but it is structured to help you sort of, you know, learn throughout, understand the style of the questions. So you should be able to be okay there. And David asking sort of when the date is as well for the exam. But the exam can be taken at any time at home as well. There was a question sort of around whether senior high school students are able to enrol, and there was also somebody else who's done a master's in accounting and finance, and they're just waiting to sort of start their PhD journey in September, whether your advice would be what level to sort of start on, as they're wanting to make a shift from academia as well. So just for the senior high school and then the masters as well.
Yeah, so I mean, there's no prerequisites to the course. So if you're sort of in high school and you want to do it sort of earlier, you're more than welcome to. I think we find that typically learners are maybe around the sort of university sort of stage, but it can definitely be done earlier on. You might find that you want to give yourself a little bit more time to go through each of the courses, especially if it's going to be the first time you're moving through these kind of topics. But there's definitely no limitations to who can take this. I would say if you're at the PhD level, if you've already been studying sort of a degree or a master's in finance, then potentially you might want to move on to CFA level 1. You might find that you're ready to kind of take that content, but it's worth looking at maybe the learning outcomes, seeing how familiar you are with some of the basics that we go through in your CFA exam, and assessing how confident you would feel with those. But I do think if you've been studying on a non-finance degree program or a master's, you want to get into finance, then this is a really good foundational level that you could use to kind of pivot your career early on and get out of the academic work that you've been doing.
Thanks, Emma. And a couple of questions more related to the CFA program, actually. So is the investment foundation certificate still relevant for people preparing for sort of level 2? And also, what's the requirements to sort of take level 1 next year?
Sure. So I think if you're already in your CFA journey, I mean, it is a big ask in terms of time commitment, and I would expect that you're probably quite busy preparing for your level 2, and I would actually just suggest that you probably focus on your CFA program. I think you would probably find that this is, although really good in terms of gaining the foundational concepts, it probably would be on the easier side, especially if you've already passed your level 1. You'll almost be going back down into the basics. So it might be more beneficial that you continue studying your level 2 and then maybe go on to your level 3 exam. And you probably would find that the investment foundations wouldn't really help you widen your knowledge in this instance. So yeah. And then, sorry, can you repeat your other question on?
So there was somebody as well who was, I think it was, they was wanting to take level 1, I think, was it? Or
next year.
Yeah, they were looking to take level 1 next year, and just wondering like what the requirements to take level 1 are.
Sure. So like I said before, you don't have to have done your investment foundations to do your level 1, but there are a few sort of enrollment requirements that you need to meet. So the first is you need to have completed your bachelor's or equivalent program, or you need to be within 23 months or fewer before graduating. You can also do this if you have professional work experience. So it's a combination of 4,000 hours of work experience or higher education over 3 sequential years to achieve by the date of registering for level 1 exam. All of our requirements in terms of whether you're finish your bachelor's degree, you're within that 23 months or less from your graduation, or you've done enough work experience to as a combination of higher education and work experience, is on our website, and you can look under the enrolment criteria and requirements.
It's been fantastic, and thank you very much for your advice, and we really hope it has been helpful for everybody here today.